Hi, this is Diane Rose Solomon with What's Plant-Based Cooking Good Looking. And today I'd like to share an article that I wrote on Substack and offering a few tips about going plant-based. And the name of the article is Considering Going Plant-Based, Start Slow with These 3 Tips. So here we go. If you're thinking about going plant-based, but you're not sure where to start, first of all, you are not alone. You don't have to do it all at once, and you don't have to do it perfectly. And here I'm going to share 3 gentle tips that will help you take your first steps, or maybe your next ones if you've already gotten started, in a way that feels doable and right for you. The way I did it might not be the way you do it, and that's okay. But if I could go back in time, I might have gone all in and just stopped eating animal products overnight. But that was back in the 80s when I first started thinking about going vegetarian because I was in a philosophy class and a book that I was reading planted the idea that eating animals was wrong. I did give vegetarianism a try, but that lasted about 2 weeks. I wasn't ready. I didn't have the tools, I didn't have the confidence or the maturity to follow through with it. It actually took me years later to start dropping different animals from my plate. But if I were to do it again, I would have been more committed sooner. But maybe you're in a similar place. You're curious about eating more plant-based, but you're not sure to how to begin or how far you even want to take it. Maybe you're feeling fed up with eating foods that don't feel great in your body, or you're uncomfortable because you've recently learned what animals go through. Or maybe you're worried about the impact of industrial agriculture on the planet and wondering if your food choices even really make a difference. Well, more and more of us are starting to learn just how damaging animal products are for our health, for the animals, and for the environment. The good news is we don't have to keep participating in this destruction, but you also don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Some people do. Maybe they see a documentary and they go vegan the next day, but for most of us, change takes time. Whatever works for you. It's all valid. You get to go at your own pace. With so many delicious plant-based options available now, eating more plants doesn't have to be difficult or extreme. And notice I didn't say go fully vegan. I said eat more plant-based. But you can go fully vegan. I'm all for it. I'm vegan. I love it. But this is really your choice. So if you choose more whole plant foods, everyone benefits, the animals, the planet, and you. The best part is you get to choose what that looks like for you. Is it one plant-based meal a day, 2, just extra veggies at dinner? It all counts. Whatever your reasons, think longevity, not perfection. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Every step that you take matters. Okay, so here's those tips that I mentioned that will make the journey a little bit easier. Number 1, focus on what you are going to eat, not what you're giving up. There's no reason to feel deprived. If we only think about what we can't eat, plant-based eating starts to feel restrictive. But when we shift our focus to the abundance of what we can eat, it becomes exciting. Start by adding more fruit to your day. Maybe you start with fruit in the morning and then you grab another piece of fruit as a snack later. If you don't already eat fruit, even one fruit a day is a great start. And if you're already eating fruit, try expanding. Add an orange, some berries, a kiwi. Same with veggies. Which ones do you already like? Which ones do you already eat? Which ones are you open to trying? I eat greens daily, whether it be a salad or in a soup or something like that. And I have cruciferous vegetables like broccoli or cauliflower a few times a week. Although when I think about it, I actually have riced cauliflower in my oatmeal, which I eat almost every day. So I'm really having some cruciferous vegetables every single day. I also love beets and artichokes. Sometimes I get fresh vegetables, sometimes it's frozen. It doesn't matter. Do what's easiest for you and what you enjoy. Then there's grains, beans, nuts, and seeds. Same idea. Start adding more and slowly, especially with beans, so that your gut can adjust. My husband claims he doesn't like beans, but I sneak them into his food all the time. There's ways to do this. And your gut microbiome thrives on variety. So aim for 30 different plant foods each week and let me know how close you get to that. Okay, tip number 2, Crowd out the foods that you don't want to eat. If you're still eating animal products, try focusing less on cutting them out and just more about crowding them out. So as you choose more meals with plants, there are fewer meals with animal products. And as you fill your plate with more plants, there's naturally less room for everything else. Look for plant-based variations of your favorite meals, things that taste familiar but happen to be made with plants. That's how I approach a lot of the recipes in my cooking classes. So for example, pasta bolognese, we just substitute lentils, which are good for you, for the meat, which isn't good for you. Tacos, I make them fresh with really interesting ingredients, and somehow it comes together and it's this really cool meat type thing, but it's cauliflower and walnut base. It's crazy. It's so good. Teriyaki, if you ever had chicken teriyaki, well, we make it with tofu and it really tastes good. All plant-based. As these foods become familiar, they'll stop feeling like alternatives and just become food. Delicious, satisfying food. You can continue adding more plant-based dishes while reducing the number of animal dishes that you consume. Okay, number 3 is the last one. Learn to make one new plant-based meal, just one. You don't need to overhaul your entire weekly menu. Just pick one plant-based meal that you didn't know how to make before, one that feels easy, and then try another. You might already be eating oatmeal in the morning. That counts. Once you feel like you got that down, pick something else to try, maybe a lunch meal or a dinner meal. There are tons of free recipes online where you can grab a cookbook or you can take a class. I started by taking a cooking class myself. Plant-based felt totally foreign to me at first. Start where you are. Before you know it, you'll be eating plant-based like a pro. Which step feels easiest to start with? Is it more fruit, one more recipe, a new recipe, or crowding out something that you don't want to eat as much of? Let me know. I'd love to hear.